Welcome to episode 67 of It's No Secret Podcast Live. We are your hosts, Shari, Bianca Rose, and Teresa. Hola.
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 ¿Cómo están?
Muy bien.
Yeah. I feel like I need to come up with a better answer than bien.
Yeah. Yeah, bien is boring.
Yeah, bien is boring.
Yeah.
What's another word to say?
I don't know. Depends on how you're feeling.
Como
Anyway.
si, como sa. I don't know.
Cansada. That's usually mine.
That's a good one.
Well, welcome everybody to another therapy session.
It's Wednesday.
Go ahead, Shar. You know you want to.
Come on, just join in on this.
We're going to keep encouraging you until you do it.
It's not going to happen.
We'll get there.
I know. Yes, we will. Shout out to everyone who's watching us live already, whether it's through our YouTube, our Instagram, our Facebook. We appreciate y'all. All 5 of y'all.
All 5 of y'all.
Yes. Fuzzy Bunny's already in the chat saying, yo. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, we are going to start with our highs and lows. Of course, starting with our lows first. Shari gets to kick us off, but anyone watching, if you have lows, highs, mids you want to share with us, throw them into the chat and we'll make sure to share them with everybody else. So, Shar, what is your low for this Wednesday to Wednesday week?
I'm halfway through spring break.
I don't think that's a low.
That is.
Wow.
Because my cup is no longer half full. It's half empty now. So
no.
I'm on the other end of it. So, yeah, that's a low. Can I hit that button and start over? I need the whole week back.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Didn't that like one point that spring break used to be like 2 weeks long?
It depends. Some schools do have 2 weeks, but because we get that break in February that a lot of schools don't get, we don't get the 2 weeks for spring break. We only get a week.
I feel like schools have way too many days off now. I mean, you like it because you work there and you get to take those days off. I don't because my kid is at home and I need to figure some shit out. So,
yeah. My brother's always out from work, like out from school. He's like, "Oh, no school on a Tuesday." We're like, "A Tuesday? What the hell's on a Tuesday?"
Yeah, but summer is so much shorter now.
Is it?
Yes.
Isn't it still 2 months?
We didn't used to go back. Like school used to get out late May, very early June. Like now, even my school, we get out June 10th, I think is our last day. Like that's practically 2 weeks into June. And then I remember when I was younger, we didn't go back to school until after Labor Day. We never went back in August. You always went back at the beginning of September.
Correct.
Now schools go back the first week, second week of August.
Yeah.
So summer is so much shorter now. So I mean, I guess you're getting the extra days throughout the year to make up for that. But yeah, the summers are a lot shorter than they used to be.
I'm okay with that. Oh man. B, what about you? What was your low for the week?
I'm gonna say that I don't have a low this week.
Who's God's favorite?
God's favorite this week because it was action packed. So if there was a low, it was outshined or overshined by all the good things. So no low for me this week.
Yay! Congratulations, bitches.
Thank you. It's about time. It'll be your turn next week.
I hope so. Your lips to God's ears. My low this week, though, is, again, just hella busy at work. But, like, also my husband's been going through it lately, too. So it's my turn to be the listening ear and support. But I hate it when he's going through shit. I hate it. Because I'm like, no, I'd rather deal with it than you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do y'all have, like, different problem solving or approaches to your problems?
Yes, absolutely. We are 2 very different people, but, we're rubbing off on each other a little bit, though. Yeah. So that's nice. Yeah.
It tends to happen.
Oh, yeah. But let's switch it up. Let's go to our highs. So, Shari, what was your high for this week?
I'm on spring break.
We're back at glass half full.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I got to spend some time with the kids on Monday and took them to do some San Francisco touristy things. So that was really nice. And then we had lunch at the pier and got to just hang out, and they both had a great time. So that's all that.
It was just the three of y'all?
Well, no, mom and my sister, the baby sister, went, which is very surprising because she never goes anywhere with anybody. But yeah, but we got to have our little time, so it was still nice.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
How's the weather been over there?
It's been decent. Well, see, from where I'm at in San Francisco, now that's two totally different things. And I was like really anticipating it being nice out there, and it wasn't quite as nice as I wanted it to be, but it was nice. It was still like 65, 67, which is relatively warm.
Beautiful.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, it was just windy, so that wind was kind of like it felt freezing, especially down by the water. It was kind of cold, but where I'm at, we've been like low 70s to upward 70s, just depending on the day. It's like bouncing back and forth. So one day it's like 78, and then the next day it's like 72. But so it's nice out here too.
That's good weather. We've been having like bipolar weather.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain.
Cold, rain, everything in between.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to rain in the next few days. And I was like, oh, great. Yeah. But what about you, B? What was your high?
Where do I start? Now, it was Easter weekend, so that was already a busy weekend. We spent Saturday with my family. It was also my step-grandmother's 80th birthday. So it was a kind of 2-in-1 birthday and Easter with my family, and then Easter Sunday with boyfriend's family, and then helping my sister with some apartment stuff. What else? Oh, my dog's birthday, baby girl. She turned 11 yesterday.
Happy birthday, Bella.
Yes. And also I celebrated my 10-year work anniversary. So busy week, but a lot of celebrations.
She is God's favorite.
But I would not prefer this kind of favoritism in the week. Like this week was hella busy. I'm ready to like hibernate over the weekend.
Nice. I have a question though. Did boyfriend meet Unc?
No, not yet. Unc is still in the hospital. So
he's still in the hospital?
Yeah, at the time, I think he's out now, but he was still in the hospital Saturday, so not just yet.
Well, we're sending Unc some love then. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He's still kicking.
Aw. Austin Pacino in our YouTube said, "Happy birthday, Bella."
Oh, thanks. I was looking at baby pictures of her, and she was so blonde, and now her whole fucking head is white. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Winning.
What about you, T? What's your high for the week?
My high actually happened today. So I went to pick up Gabby, and there's this song I was singing it before we got on. It's called Telephone by 3 Quincy. And as soon as she got in the car, she was like, "Mommy, can we listen to Telephone?" And I was like, "Sure." So I put it on, and she's singing that shit at the top of her lungs in the car. And I mean, if you know me, you know, like that just is everything to me. I'm like, yes, sing it louder, baby.
Exposing the children to good music.
Yeah. And just them singing along, because all of my kids are like that, like with music. So it's nice that they get a little something from me, because none of them little fuckers look like me. So it's all good.
Babies.
A Fuzzy Buddy on our YouTube said, "I had a high with meeting up with some high school friends after 11 years. Awesome catch up." 11 years is a long fucking
really long time.
Man.
I don't know what's the longest I've been without seeing a friend.
I don't know. Shari, when's the last time I saw you?
It's been long enough, but not that long.
Yeah, not that long.
I think maybe like a year or two. for
Mm.
me. Because after that, I assume we're not friends anymore. Now we're just acquaintances.
Well, I haven't
We
seen.
went a long time without seeing
We
each other.
did. Like, I haven't seen my friend Adrian, who was like one of my high school friends that I lived with. It was like my sister. It still is, by the way. But I haven't seen her since I moved to Texas.
Oh, shit.
And I've been here 12 years. So yeah. I'm glad you got to do that though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But today's show, we are going to be talking to you guys about relationships and the different milestones that we have. Now, before I do that, we got another hi in the chat from this is Michelle. I'm not going to call her Austin Pacino. It's Michelle. She said, my high is that my new reading couch and bookshelf came in today. So excited. Oh, she's got a little nook for reading. That's amazing.
I love that for her.
Good luck.
Isn't it like your own little space where it's just like, shh, if you know I'm sitting in this chair, it's now my bubble. Shh.
I'm going to bust that bubble real quick because she's got 3 kids.
I was gonna say, when you have kids, it does not exist.
Yeah,
You can't even close the bathroom door and it be a bubble. That just not
exactly. Exactly. I'm like, at least one of them is going to be up in there with her, especially if she has a new couch. So, yeah. But I
That
hope
will
she
go
does
away.
get some peace. Yeah, I'm like, I hope she does get a little bit of peace, a little her time on that thing.
Mm.
All right. So, as I was saying, we are going to be talking about relationships and the different milestones that we hit, like through dating and all the phases there. Now, when I thought about this topic, I was like, what the fuck are the milestones? Like, what are we going to talk about? So, who did I go talk to?
Chat.
Yes, my friend Chat. I was like, Chat, I need some milestones. I need some good relationship milestones. And boy, did Chat deliver. Because we're going to go through every fucking milestone that's in dating in, about 45 minutes that we got left here.
I'm
So,
curious to see what y'all's thoughts are on some of these milestones.
all right.
For them, against them, don't understand them, never got to them.
And we're going to see what the viewers think about these milestones too. So make sure you guys share your thoughts with us in the chat. We'll make sure to display all of your comments momentarily. All right, so let's start with phase 1. Chat gave us phase 1 as the first date. So let's talk about that phase. I know we talked about lies last week, and Shari was like, all of it's a lie at the beginning. If you didn't watch last week's episode, go watch it. But how do you guys feel about first dates?
Been on many of them, and most never passed it.
That's fair. I mean, that's kind of what the first date is, right? It's almost like an interview or audition.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Look, Shari's keeping real quiet right now. Say it.
I don't know. First dates are just very, very weird. And I think
awkward.
they're very awkward for sure. Especially for me, because in my mind I'm constantly like, can we just skip to the good part where I get to know who you really are, because all this is bullshit to me. Like, it's fluff. I feel like first dates are a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
And I feel like, until you really get to know somebody, like, it's just not fun, because it's the catering to, it's the, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'll give you a little bit. I'm not going to be 100% honest because I don't know how you feel about it.
I mean, well, there's a thing is too much on a first date. Like, I don't want to know your trauma on the first date.
Yeah, but I just feel like, somebody may, I don't know. You go out to eat for a first date, right? You go to dinner, and what you order, he may be like, "Oh, that was a lot." Like, just because some people don't think that women should, like, there's different things, right, that men feel about women in first dates and eating food. And then, like, later down the line, it'll come out like, "Oh, yeah, because when you ordered that full plate, I was thinking to myself," but, like, they're never going to say that the initial first date. Like, why did you lie? Like, just say it. Shit.
Damn, you must be hungry.
Like that. I don't know why the food, the amount or the type of food that someone eats would be surprising. Like, how did you think I lived this far?
Yeah.
Like, in life, like, how do you think I got this size? Baby, I eat good. What are you talking about?
I eat good. Oh, good.
It's definitely a whole thing. So, yeah, I just feel like first dates are just awkward.
Fuzzy Bunny on our YouTube said, there's not much room to lie if you date someone you have already known for a bit. And that's what I was going to say is like, first dates for me are awkward when it's a first date with somebody I'm meeting for like the first time or barely getting to know. But like a first date with someone who I had like an established friendship with and now maybe we're taking it in a different direction is very different. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I agree. Those are completely different experiences. With
Yeah.
strangers, you definitely are hesitant. You are, as a woman, it's like, maybe I should carry this knife in my purse.
Right.
Because like there are just threats you don't know. You don't know this person. You're making yourself vulnerable and attractive at the same time. So it's a very tricky play. Whereas like with a friend, now you're kind of hesitating on, is this friends? Is like, how do I know if this is the friendship chemistry or more chemistry? It's
I got trust issues with people I know, let alone people I don't know. Okay. So yes, it does make it awkward.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. She's like, first dates are awkward, interacting with someone new and everyone is just showing their best face. They're representative, as Shari would say, right? So yes, first dates are awkward, but they are that first milestone, right? It's like maybe you're talking, maybe you're getting to know each other, whatever, but that first official date
yeah.
is that first milestone.
I think like what you do too also matters, the experience that you have.
Please don't.
Fuzzy Bunny said, many guys think that dinner is now too involved for a first date. It may be too long and could get disastrously awkward if things go south early. That's why more may opt for coffee now. And I'm going to kind of agree with that, but a lot of my first dates that failed were coffee dates because they were so quick. And it's just more like, I'm holding this cup of coffee and this cup of coffee is only so big. So it's like an elevator pitch. So if that's your approach for first dates, that might be the way, because I feel like that is like coffee date is elevator pitch.
But I like that though in a first date for me personally, because if I don't like you, I don't want to sit here and pretend like I do for that much longer. You know what I mean? Like
I could just eat faster. We're definitely going to get
right.
food.
But no, like I'm okay with like a coffee date. I'm not that much of a coffee drinker, but like I'm okay with something quick like that because one, it's an easy out, and two, if I really like you and I really am feeling this, I don't care if we finished our coffee. We can still hang out. We can still talk. We can, you know what I mean? Like that shows me a lot.
But I feel too like how long were you talking to this person before you went out on this date? Because first date too soon could also be awkward and disastrous.
Yeah.
Whereas like I've been talking to you consistently for like, 2 weeks or, whatever. It's like, okay, now let's go out on a date. Let's test this physical, chemistry when we're together. Let's see how that is. Blind first dates where it's like, I've been on Tinder or something like that years ago and immediately like, hey, do you want to go for coffee? Sure. Elevator pitch. I don't know you. And again, to me, it's like, all right, you got 15 minutes before I finish this coffee. And it's like, I know nothing of what to ask you or what sparks conversation.
And then we also have to figure out what constitutes a date. Like, is us just hanging out somewhere considered a date? Or is it like a planned, like we're going to go have dinner or going to have a picnic or, you know what I mean? Like what constitutes a first date? Because I mean, with my husband, the first time we hung out was in our pajamas at my house, like chilling. But our first date, I guess you can say, like, was because we decided to go to a sporting event together. But we had hung out several times before that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I think it's the approach of legitimately asking, do you want to go on a date or can I take you on a date? Meaning I'm going to plan and put some type of effort. Whereas let's go get coffee. It's like, I wouldn't even consider that a first date unless they called it that.
Do you want to be seen in public with me? Is
that right there
as a first date, right? It's like, we're going to go out in public together.
Defined by Greatness said, should I carry this knife? Sounds like the date is taking a side mission.
It does.
It's for safety measures. You can never be too careful.
All right, let's move on to milestone number 2. So according to chat, milestone number 2 is the first text. Now, I disagree with chat on this one. I feel like that should have gone before the date,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Chat.
Or maybe the first text after the date.
Maybe the first text. If we follow up in a text after
Like,
the
yeah,
date?
like a follow-up.
Okay, let's do that. Let's call it that so that chat gets a pass because, I depend on chat. I need chat to be accurate. Okay. So how long is too long? Or no, let me rephrase. How soon is too soon after a date to text one another?
I don't think there's no such thing. If you get in the car and said tonight was amazing, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's no such thing as too soon, but too late, yes.
Okay, so what's too late?
2 days.
4 hours.
More than what?
24 hours.
Okay.
I said 2 days.
24 hours, 2 days. I don't mean it's about the same, right?
Yeah. After that, it's a no call, no show.
After that, I need a doctor's note.
It's even for me, I'm the type that needs to know you made it home safely. So even 24 hours is a bit of a stretch for me because it's let me know you're good.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think 24 hours is even a bit of a stretch.
I tell friends that when they're leaving my house, text me when you get home.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Double texting. Is that desperate or is it normal? If you text, they don't respond, you text again.
It could be if that's happening consistently, if that's happening a lot.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring the chat into the screen here. If it's happening a lot, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be
like a one time, hey, you didn't get the first text, or maybe, I sent you a text that had something to do with in that moment, but now now the moment's passed. Let me just follow up with a new conversation, and maybe that'll restart. But if that's constantly always happening, then it's maybe this is rejection. Maybe I'm not feeling it or as involved as I would have wanted it to be.
Real quick, I want to read what Fuzzy Bunny said because we got some male representation in the chat today. Thanks, fellas. But Fuzzy Bunny said, follow up text directly after is a nice courtesy. I'd say 72 hours after at the latest. So he took it to 3 days.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I honestly, full transparency, if you waited 3 days after a date to text me, I'm going to assume you're not interested.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't assume. We shouldn't, but I'm going to.
But I'm going to assume you're not interested.
Yeah, I know. I've texted somebody who I wasn't hearing from, and I'm like, yo, did somebody die? What the hell happened? And they're like, actually, yeah. And I was like, ugh.
Oh, no.
It was legitimate, but it still leaves the girl wondering, or it leaves that person wondering, because anything after 72 hours, 3 days, again, that's a no call, no show.
Yeah, again, I need a doctor's note because you died. Either that or you're not interested. Noted. Got it. I don't hear an echo on B's mic.
I did for a minute.
Oh, okay.
I was hearing the sound from my laptop, and I didn't know where that was coming from.
Live show, baby. Live show. All right. Milestone number 3. Defining the relationship. The what are we talk.
How about you give us your experience? Because, before you got married, how or when did y'all define the relationship? How long and how?
Well, according to my husband, it happened before I thought it happened.
And Gabe's in the chat too, so you can go ahead and give your side of the story.
Yeah, no, it's funny because, we did have the what are we talk, because it literally, legitimately went from we decided to hang out one day and then we're together all the time after that. And our relationship moved very quickly, very quickly. Was the complete opposite of everything I said I was going to do because of the relationship prior. But yeah, we started hanging out. We were literally together pretty much every day, if not every other day. And then he just started staying at the house all the time. And like just one day we had the what are we talk, but we never like solidified like, hey, we're not really dating any other people. Like I'm only really trying to get to know you, that kind of thing. And then I think he took that conversation as me now being his girlfriend, but I did not because I was like, you didn't ask me to be your girlfriend.
Mm.
So yeah, I think words are important.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to make things very clear in that conversation.
Yeah, that needs to be like verbally spoken to out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm not picking up on hints. I'm not doing any of that.
Oh, yeah.
I dated someone who called me their girlfriend while introducing me to friends, and I'm like, when? Oh my! And y'all know my face. My instant reaction was like,
Damn, B, you couldn't even poker face it.
fuck no, that caught me by surprise.
Fuzzy Bunny said, I think, probably more of an issue for people that actually date around and have multiple games. I'm a single player only kind of guy. I get that. Respect.
Mm.
You're unique. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that nobody, I hardly know people who date monogamously.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to meet somebody like that.
All right. So who should be the person in the relationship bringing up this conversation?
Seeing as how guys have a bad track record of being the one to commit and being the one who is seen as wasting people's times. Sorry, guys, coming for you. I think it's more genuine when the guy brings it up because a girl will bring it up and has no problem bringing it up. They want to bring it up.
It depends on the girl.
I think like I think once the girls bring it up, then it's kind of like a make or break because if that's not what they want to hear, then that just shuts it down. So I feel like it comes better coming from the guy.
For me, the what are we conversation won't necessarily be a make or break, but it does put into perspective where we are versus where I think we might be. That makes sense.
That is, yeah.
So for me, it's more of a clarifying conversation. Like, okay, we've been hanging out for a while now. Are we doing this to go somewhere or are we just fucking around? Like what's the deal? What do we do?
Yeah, I agree with that. The way that my relationship started was a conversation that we had at the beginning of dating was I don't date around because for me personally, I can't juggle different conversations with different people.
It's a lot of work.
I'm terrible at that. Yeah. So it was like, okay, we're somewhat on the same page. So we kind of settled that dating aspect, but it was like the conversation where he brought up, hey, we're going to go meet my friends. How do you want me to introduce you? Or how can I introduce you to them? And to which I'm asking, like, well, how do you want to introduce me? Because again, like the last guy who just assumed, catch me off guard and you're going to catch yourself embarrassed because don't do that.
Yeah.
And so that sparked that conversation is that we were meeting his friends and kind of like, how do I want to introduce you as? And I'm like, okay. This conversation was over text, and I was like, I need you to realize what you're asking me and then do that in person if that's what you really want. Because again, it's a verbal conversation that I prefer.
Okay. Shari, you're real quiet. Who should bring up this conversation? How do you feel about this conversation?
I can honestly say I don't think I've ever had this conversation.
I'm sorry, what?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh.
You've been skipping a whole while?
Okay, yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Like, I don't ever even think I was sitting here thinking, that's why I was quiet. I was really sitting here thinking, replaying all the scenarios. And yeah, I don't think it's ever really been like where somebody asked me to be their girlfriend. Like we kind of just fall into that routine of like the assumption of this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what would you have preferred? Because Defined by Greatness says for the "Who are we" convo, whoever feels more assertive in that moment, I feel like it's kind of an icebreaker to move forward or move on. And Shari, you kind of give me that assertive vibe sometimes too. So if you really wanted, you would have had that conversation. But what would you have preferred, for you to have asked or for the guy to have asked?
The guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like for men, kind of like the T's point, like, or was it your point when you was like, it's kind of like a make or break thing. Like, if I ask, then they may like shy away because maybe they're not ready for that, under the impression that I want more versus just me asking a clarifying question.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if a man asks, then he kind of already knows, like, this is the direction he wants to go in, and so like, okay, let's have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's just the different styles of male versus female. So I would prefer him to ask than to like put him on the spot and make it uncomfortable.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we know Shari's never had that conversation. B, in your situations, have you typically been the one to bring it up, or have they?
We've never made it that far. This is the first relationship I've been in is right now. That's because a man successfully asked me.
Nice. Okay. So it was him. It was him.
Mhm.
I will say I've experienced both. I've definitely experienced situations where I'm like, I need to know what's going on. Not because it's a make or break. I just need to know
Mm-hmm.
how to act accordingly.
Yeah.
And I will, if in the situations where I have brought it up, I have always brought it up with a disclaimer first. Like, I'm gonna ask you a question, not because I'm begging for something more. I'm asking you this question just so I know what this is.
Mm.
We have a clear understanding of what this is, and then I can act accordingly.
I
And
feel like that could go in your favor and it could not. Gabe
correct.
said proceed with caution. I'm kind of curious what he means by that. Because the way that I see that conversation going is like, we don't have to define anything right now, but I just want to know where it is that we're going. And I think that lays room to kind of prolong the commitment or the defining the relationship moment. So I ask, like, how long is too long
Mm.
for that moment? I'm asking y'all and the viewers, what is too long to define that relationship?
Well, I think it comes down to what you're asking, right? It's not just the "what are we" question itself. There's more context to it when you're having a
Mm.
conversation. It's more of like, what what do you want out of this? Do you see this going somewhere someday, or are we just friends who hang out together? Because either one I'm cool with. It's just I
You
need
know,
to know.
deal with accordingly.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to
I've
know.
never had the conversation of like the question of like, are you my girlfriend? Are you my boyfriend? But like the what are we doing? Where is this going conversation? Yeah, like I've had those conversations. But and even then, like I said, like it's kind of just one of those things. Like, so I know how to act accordingly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because am I like kicking you out later for somebody else to come over, or are we just gonna hang out? That's kind of more of the
Right.
question.
Yeah.
That's yes. I'm like, "Hey, are you talking to any other people?" Because if
Yeah.
I am, I'm honest about it. I'm like, "I've actually still been dating so and so or whoever," right? So, like, I'm very transparent, especially at the beginning, because I feel like if you don't start a relationship with honesty, it's not gonna go into a good direction. It's just
Mhm.
and so I've been very transparent. Like I've had situations where like the dude even told me like actually, there is someone else that I'm getting to know, but I would like to get to know you as well. And I just told him straight up like, listen, if you want a friend like to hang out with, I'm cool with that. But right now what I'm looking for is something a little bit more exclusive. Like I don't really want to be just another girl. So, like, we can
Mhm.
either be friends or we can do this. But that's just where I was at that
At the
time.
time.
You know, I've had different conversations with other people where I was the completely opposite. I'm like, I still want to go have my fun. Like, I'm not looking for anything serious. So like, it's clarifying for where you are in the moment, essentially, to me. Now, who has it? I personally don't have a preference. I think whoever feels the need to get clarification can bring it up. And hopefully both parties are honest. But according to Shari in the last episode, if it's
Everybody's a goddamn liar.
If it's within 3 to 6 months, it's probably not honest, okay?
I will be re-asking the questions to my boyfriend as time goes, because now we're past 6 months. So I was like, let's go back to question number 1, date 1.
Yes. Let's go back to where we sat.
What is your favorite color?
All right. Milestone number 4, according to chat, is the first time you're meeting their friends. What have those experiences been like for y'all? Shari's been laughing at every question I've asked. I just want everybody to be.
Because it's like a flashback in my head every time.
I think I've been good on my end. If I'm not, please let me stay delusional. But
that's fair. That's fair.
I haven't had a bad interaction with the friends, but it is a little bit nerve-wracking because it's like, you know, depending how close they are with the friends, it's like we're gonna be hanging out together eventually. Sometimes a lot, sometimes, you know, in depth. Like it's pressure on that end.
And their friends are absolutely judging you.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, like that's the whole point of meeting the friends. It's like
they're overprotective.
Yeah, for them to like size you up a little bit and then give feedback when you're gone. Look, Shari's really thinking hard right now.
He really is.
I need you to open your mouth and share.
Because I just had an aha moment.
Okay. What is it?
I have dated too many street dudes in my life because they're the kind of guys that like don't really have a lot of friends and don't hang out with their friends unless it's a dire situation to hang out with your friends. I'm not going to get into details, but you understand.
Right.
Yeah, I really have. And the one guy who did have friends that I dated, I slapped his best friend on our first meet.
So, the first meet?
The first time she met him.
You know what? Established dominance, babe. Good for you.
That's why I laughed, because I was like, friends. Oh, okay. Yeah.
How important is friend approval? Because I've definitely brought my guys around my friends for approval.
I definitely have asked on multiple occasions for thoughts, opinions, clarity. Did y'all see something that I didn't? Like, I've definitely had those conversations with friends. Guys, y'all in the chat, do y'all have those conversations with y'all friends too? Do y'all recap anything?
Because we do.
Because we do. Let me tell you, we take it back to the board.
Like, as soon as you walk away, we're like, so what do you think? Yeah. It's pretty important.
Yeah.
Okay. Shari?
I really don't care.
You don't care if his friends approve of you or if your friends approve of them?
Either way.
Okay. Why not?
To me, with like their friends, I'm always like just the homegirl. So it's like I've never really had any, like the friends that I have met. I'm always just cool. And so like I've never had that issue. With my friends, like, again, the friends that I know are my friends are going to ride with the situation until I'm done. And the ones that have something to say, the judgmental ones, I just really don't care for their opinion.
You know they're judgmental. So yeah. Yeah, it does make it different. Personalities matter, right?
Intentions matter.
Intentions matter because there's always a hater friend somewhere in there. You know what I mean?
All of a sudden out of the woodwork.
We literally used to have a friend that we would say she was like the test around your dude because she was that kind of associate.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so like Yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely some type of judging going on for sure. Whether it's you, the friend, whoever. Yeah.
Right.
Somebody's getting judged. No, just kidding. Fuzzy Bunny on YouTube said, sure, but sometimes it can be as dumb as, yeah, bro, she hot or she seems for the streets. I've been told when potential partners were somewhat too flirty. Nice. Okay.
Ooh, see,
Mhm.
they see something that you don't.
Yep. Defined by Greatness said, depends on definition of friends. I really only value the opinion of my tribe. Friend approval is when I know I'm willing to share my energy. Some of my friends' opinions need not apply.
Mm. That's a good point. It's like the closeness of the friends is you value their opinion a little bit more.
Mhm.
So
Always the one whose opinion I really could care less about that has something to say, something negative to say.
Well, it's really interesting because, I mean, I've said this before. She's my best friend, and her opinion is one that I highly value. But she's not the type to to be super judgy when she first meets people and things like that. So for me, honestly, like the friend approval with her is based off of how my partner and her establish a relationship,
mm,
like their own relationship. And so, like, for example, like with one of my exes, like, yeah, she met him and she was like, he's cool, whatever. But like, they never developed a friendship amongst each other. And that was a red flag for me because I'm like, my best friend's cool as fuck. So the fact that you're not like, hey, what's up, sis? Like, that's a problem for me. So again, she might not be the one judging,
mhm.
but I am.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
But what
sense.
about those friends who actively and outwardly express their dislike? Because like you can like Shari's, I can see like her telling you like this one's not it. He's not my vibe. There's something off about him. I don't trust him. Could be for whatever reason, and
Yeah.
then drop it, let it go. It's like, but do you? But what about the ones who are consistently reminding you or making it known?
It depends on where I am in the relationship, right? If I've already made up my mind that this is my person, as my friend, you should know when to shut the fuck up.
Mm.
Because at some point, you should know that your opinion is just an opinion at this point. I've already made up my mind. So you're either going to ride with me on this and, love me in my rights and my wrongs, or you're not.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, if you're that friend, then you gotta just be like, if you like it, I love it for you.
See, I feel
And keep it
like
moving.
for me, it's like one of those situations like when you have that friend that's always has something negative to say, right? You meet somebody for the first time and just first impressions, and you're like, this is a bad person. Like, you don't even know this person. So, like,
Mhm.
for me, I can't do that. Like, even in situations she's been in, I'm going to take my time.
Mhm.
Let me fill you out. Let me see you in this setting. Let's just kick back and hang out because we'd always just chill and let's drink together. I need to see you in different settings before I can make hey, this ain't your person,
Right.
have that conversation with her because I need to
Mhm.
see how you are in different situations. I'm not gonna just shake your hand, hi, nice to meet you, and be like, yeah, no, that's not it.
Right.
Because energy can be off. You can be having a bad day, and I don't know nothing about it. Something can be going on
Yeah.
personal. Like I'm never just gonna make that first judgment based off my first interaction with you. I need to see you in different settings, different situations, and how you are with her
Mm-hmm.
before I'm just gonna be like, yeah, no. But you do get those people who are just like first interaction is like, yeah, no, that's not your person. Like the
Yeah.
fuck you mean?
Right.
Okay, and it's literally like, okay,
And for me as the friend, I take the innocent until proven guilty approach.
Mm.
So as long as you're treating my friend good and she's happy with you, I don't care how I feel about you.
Mhm.
I'll keep my mouth shut until asked for an opinion in those situations. But as long as she's happy, if she like it, I love it.
Yep. If she likes it, I love it. Yep.
It's her life.
Hmm. Okay.
Like,
Well, now speaking of like different relationships, different settings, what about family?
That's actually milestone number 5.
Oh, look at that.
Meeting the family. Those are always kind of interesting.
What I should ask, what matters more, the opinion of family or the opinion of friends to y'all and viewers?
Well, my family, I mean, my friends are like family, like my real friends. So I'd say they're all pretty equal for me. I take family with a little grain of salt sometimes, depending on who the family member is.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I
Yeah.
will say, my mom has not been wrong about people to this day. And so, as the older I've gotten, the more I've appreciated my mom's opinion. When I was younger, I hated her opinion. I didn't want it. I didn't need it. I didn't want to hear
I
it.
didn't ask for it.
I didn't ask you for it. Exactly. And my dad doesn't share his opinion.
A man knows his name.
My dad is an observer. My dad is, okay. I see you. I see what's going on here. Baby, you let me know when you need me. That's my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My sister, though, has an opinion about everybody. But she's real cool though. Like she's real cool. She's real laid back. So her opinions off the bat are not like aggressive in any kind of way. She'll feel you out. She'll tell me what the vibe is and things like that. But she's not gonna be quick to jump to conclusions either. Yeah.
That's where we get it wrong.
Fuzzy Bunny said, I don't have a very restrictive or judgy family. So if you mess up there, that's a wrap.
It's like the bar's low.
Yeah. That's fair though. Like if your family is not judgmental in that kind of way, then yeah, that's hard to fuck up. So if you're fucking it up, shame on you, right? Yeah.
I think for me, my friends I might value them or their opinions more than my family, just because I spend more time with my friends than I do family.
Mhm.
And because I'm a late bloomer in obtaining a relationship, I can't tell if they're just desperate to get rid of me, that they'll just settle for whatever I settle for. Or
Oh my God, Bianca.
like I can't tell if they are desperate and or hopeful. They're just like, please take her.
We're tired. No.
My mom can't afford all these Easter baskets.
Well, now she's got to buy more because she got a boyfriend.
No, we had to share ours this year.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's his and hers basket. Shari, what about you? Which one's more important for you? Friends' opinion or family?
I really don't care about my family's opinion.
That's fair.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't. So I guess friends. Friend. Friend.
Defined by Greatness on YouTube said, in my older years, that family opinion doesn't hold as much value. That opinion would only count on their convenience of you and your placement in their life. Proceed with caution. You and Gabe and them proceed with caution.
Y'all are proceeding with caution.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair though, because your relationship with your family is a big factor when it comes to the family part, things like that.
But I feel like in a relationship period or in a situation like this period, you have to. I think proceeding with caution is a really big thing that people should pay attention to, because again, you're going to have those people who say things and it really has nothing to do with you and your relationship. It's their own personal things, right?
There's a lot of projection.
It's a lot of projection. So it's like you have to really be careful of what you're listening to, what you're believing, and what you're allowing to even penetrate your thought process. Because then it changes how you feel. And it's like, oh, is he really that way? Or, oh, is she really like that? Or maybe. And then people can't be trusted. People may try to shit on your situation so they can pick up on it. Like, it's just, it's a lot in that. So I feel like you have to really be like, that's why I feel like when you're dating and in a relationship, do that together and create that safe space together and make that commitment together, then venture off and introduce. because I feel like too many opinions is too much in a brand new relationship when you're trying to even just get to know somebody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm glad you said that because that is something that I kind of had to learn how to do with this one was to keep my fucking mouth shut
Yeah.
because I am impressionable. Like I've never had a relationship before, so I am going to ask the opinions of everybody else. But with doing that, I couldn't or failed to form an opinion of my own that was generic and genuine.
Mhm.
So that is, I mean, that's a really good point to have. It's sometimes you have to keep that to yourself a little bit longer and form that relationship before introducing to friends and family so that their opinions don't hold as much value or impact on it.
And then once the negativity starts coming in, because it's gonna come, whether it's from your friends or it's from your family, you guys are already strong enough on your own foundation to be able to withstand it. And if it doesn't withstand the negativity, then you can make that decision for yourself, like, okay, well then maybe this isn't right.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you've been given that point, like, hey, when you meet my family, like you've already had that conversation, right?
Already warned
Throw
them.
you in. Yeah, but like you do have some families that are just very judgy, and so it's like, or just a bunch of drama, or it's just a lot going on, and so it's like, prepare me for that before I step into it, but also let me make sure that me and you are on the same page and we're strong
Yeah.
enough to be able to handle that,
Mm.
because it does happen.
Absolutely. Agreed. And so does Michelle. She said, great point, Shars. She said she feels like she's been saying that to people a lot lately.
Mhm.
Mm.
It's very true. I mean, we
I
are
think the last situation I dealt with, I think we dated for a year before people really
Mm.
even knew anything.
Yep.
So,
I knew.
yeah.
I was
She's way across the country, so it wasn't like she could
right.
really, like,
I had an
she was
influence
getting
over
what I
there.
was giving her.
Yeah.
But even then, like, you just have to, you got to figure it out. And I think it builds a stronger foundation when you're doing it together without the opinions of everybody else.
Agreed.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that I encountered a lot was nervousness from my partners in meeting my family because in case you haven't met my children, I've dated Black men for most of my adult life. And, I am raised in a very Mexican household. Like my parents barely speak English, it's very choppy and things like that. And so, depending on their past experiences in biracial relationships or, interracial, excuse me, not biracial,
Mm.
interracial relationships, like they come in nervous. Like my husband had negative experiences in his past. And so when it came time to meet my family, he was very nervous about it because his past experiences showed him that he was going to deal with racism because of the cultural differences.
Mm.
Fortunately, my family's not like that, and very grateful for that because again, I love me some chocolate. And so like it was something that he had to see for himself though, like even in me having those conversations with him, like, no, my family's not like that. Like my family is very open-armed and welcoming
Mm.
and things like that. Like he had to see it to believe it because
Yeah.
he didn't believe it. Even George one time came to meet to come to a family function and he couldn't believe how like nice everyone was to
Mm.
my now husband. And so like it just goes to show you that cultural differences and family expectations and things like that can also play a really big part in the nerves when it comes to meeting family.
Yeah.
I have to read George's comment though. He said, ladies, in all caps, for those of you guys who are just listening to us, ladies, if he's a mama's boy, run. She will never like you.
Facts.
100% true.
I'm like, when you say mama's boy, I mean, I'm assuming you mean like a real mama's boy. Like I call my mom a few times a day to like check in.
Mhm. Like she still cares for him as like he is a 30-something-year-old man and you still do his laundry and still pack his lunch and you still go over and clean his house. Just things like that.
Just too involved in your day-to-day
Too
life.
involved. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not putting up with that.
No. And yes, agreed. Run. Because that shit does not change.
She will never like you.
Never.
She probably still don't like me.
Damn. All right, milestone number 6. We're getting close to the top of the hour, so it looks like we're gonna have to do a part 2 to this episode at some point. But milestone number 6 is the first sleepover or staying over regularly. Thank you, George. My family is super nice. But yes, first sleepover, staying over regularly.
Well, you said Gabe went for movie night and never left, basically.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And I'm okay with that. It worked out.
Fair enough.
But it doesn't always work out. But it did work out for me this time. But when is too soon for that? Clearly, I don't have it.
I was like, it's gonna have, I don't know, it's gonna depend on the situation and where you're at in life, because if you're like dating in your early 20s and immediately that might cause like attachment or, you know, like that codependency. Whereas like when you're older, I know my mom, she started dating her now husband, and it seems like that whole timeline was sped up. Like they moved in, they did this, and we're like, damn, I don't even know his last name. Y'all are moving too fast. But it's the older you get, like that, when you know, you don't want to waste that time. So it's gonna depend on the relationship and where you're at in life, I guess. I will say that for me, I think first sleepover was a couple months in, I believe.
Okay.
I've spent every weekend at his house. So I was like, I have my spend a night bag. Me and my dog go every weekend.
See, it's like once it starts,
Once it starts, it's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah. It's like the Pringles can. Once you pop, the fun don't stop, you know? Fuzzy Buddy's like, what is this list for? High schoolers? I agree with you. Like, yeah, because as a grown-ass woman, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I want.
Especially for me, I'm a homebody. So like, let's just chill. Comfortable chill.
Shari shared this on a previous episode. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't even have kicked it that day. That's how much of a homebody I am. And what did he do? Came over to my house. That's how I'm a homebody. But yes. All right. Milestone 7 real quick. I think this is going to be the last one for now. Privacy boundaries. So things like sharing passwords.
I'll never share my password. I said that so fast.
Yeah, you did.
I'll never share my passwords.
I don't care about that.
I lied. Like, no, I did give my password to my phone because I'm like, if you want to go through phone, sure, go ahead. Use my phone, answer the phone calls for me. That's fine. But when I think other passwords, I mean like social media passwords, bank account passwords, things that kind of step into like different territory. Like it could be manipulative or it can be controlling, like those kind of things that to me it's a little bit triggering, and that's where you got to draw the line.
Is asking for a password a red flag?
Depends on what.
See, for me, it kind of is if you're asking for it. I feel like it should just be natural. Like they should either just share it with you, like, oh yeah, my code's whatever, right? To get in. Like they're trying to do something on your phone.
Yeah, like if you're gonna answer a text for me, here's the passcode.
Yeah, here's the code. You know, give me your face here. Like let me add you on here. Turn. You know, like
they're all asleep, and I was like, done.
Yeah. But yeah, when it comes to like other things, like you said, like bank accounts and stuff like that, that's a little different. I feel like that's a lot deeper.
Yeah.
Into the relationship there. But honestly, I don't have shit to hide. So I'm like, whatever. You wanna be Dora and go exploring? Go for it.
If it was early on in the relationship, I would just say, if you want to hurt your own feelings, go ahead. Yeah. I still got nothing to hide.
Right. Exactly. It's like if you're being honest and transparent from the beginning, then
yeah,
there are no surprises. But again, when people are insecure and they go looking for stuff, they find things that aren't there.
They're going to find it. Yeah.
They find things that aren't there. Sometimes.
Go hurt your own feelings. That's fine.
Yeah. They'll take a conversation and put it way out of context sometimes. Yeah. Fuzzy Buddy said a red flag if it's context of believing wrongdoings are happening.
So
Exactly.
accusations,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's taking like sharing to a different level, like sharing social medias. I think I've kind of touched on this on episodes. Shared social media accounts, I cannot stand.
Mm-mm.
Don't do it. Get your own personality.
They're
Get your own
free.
friends.
And not only that, like, just everyone's entitled to their own privacy. And so it's like, in order for you to feel safe with someone,
Hmm.
people have to respect boundaries.
Yeah.
Because when you're crossing boundaries without my consent or in a way that is, like Fuzzy Bunny said, believing that wrongdoings are happening in an accusatory kind of way, like you're looking for some shit,
Hmm.
now I no longer feel safe. It has nothing to do with me doing anything wrong because clearly I'm not. You saw what you saw, right?
Exactly. And you're going to come to that conclusion yourself. You're going to feel some type of way about it.
But now I don't feel safe
Hmm.
because you didn't respect a boundary. You didn't respect my privacy.
Yeah.
So that's a big one for me. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so we are going to have to do like a part 2 of this at some point.
Yeah, I haven't even reached this milestone yet, so I don't have an opinion on the rest. So this was great timing.
We'll visit back in 6 months.
We'll visit back in 6 months.
Yes, we'll let you get a little deeper, and then we'll start on number 8. We'll see.
We'll start it back. Yeah.
We'll start it back up. Thank you to the guys, man. Shout out to the fellas for the representation today. We appreciate y'all giving us the male opinion for sure because
Hmm.
we need it sometimes. But for everyone that is watching on a particular platform or listening to us in any kind of way, Bianca's going to tell you how you can find us on all the platforms.
All right, guys. If you've only been watching our live stream, then we've only been dating for the last 67 episodes. You can commit to us by following, and subscribe to us on our social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at It's No Secret Podcast. We do have an X account at It's No Secret Pod. And if you can't join us for our live stream every Wednesday, then you can definitely listen to us every Sunday on Apple and Spotify. And if you want to rewatch these live streaming episodes, then you can go ahead and watch on our YouTube channels.
Yes.
You did it. And until next time, remember, it's no secret.
Bye.
Bye.